Would you stay silent if your job tried to make you the scapegoat for their biggest failure? I'm staring at the email while the rest of the office hums like nothing is wrong. The subject line says accountability review, but my name is bolded 3 times inside the body. 3, like repetition makes it truer. My hands feel cold on the keyboard. The air conditioner clicks on and off. Someone laughs near the break room. The coffee machine keeps gurgling. But everything feels distant, like I'm behind glass, watching my own life from the outside. Due to repeated oversights, this delay appears to be caused by Ben's workflow decisions. My workflow decisions. Not the impossible deadline they approved, not the last-minute changes they forced, not the warnings I sent, in writing, repeatedly. Just me. I scroll again, hoping I misread it the first time, but there it is again, my manager's signature at the bottom. Calm, professional, final. I don't respond. I just sit there, remembering exactly how this started. 9 months ago, I was the new one. First week nerves, new badge, trying to seem capable without seeming desperate. My manager had smiled wide when she introduced me around. "You're going to be such a lifesaver here," she said. "We've been underwater." I believed her. I believed in the job. I believed that if I worked hard and stayed organized, things would be fair. The first time I noticed something was off, it was subtle. A small project, vague instructions. "Use your judgment," she said. When it went well, she presented it in the meeting like it was her idea. When leadership praised it, she smiled and said, "We really nailed this." Didn't look at me once. I told myself it was fine. Politics, corporate culture, pick your battles. Then came the first failure that wasn't mine. Another team missed their deadline. That delay cascaded into our timeline. I'd already flagged the risk earlier that week. It was documented, clear, time-stamped. Still, when leadership asked what happened, she forwarded the chain and added, "Looping in Ben since he owns this workflow." Owns the workflow. Like I controlled other teams, like I wasn't the one raising concerns. That's when I started saving everything quietly. Not emotionally, just methodically. Screenshots, email threads, Slack messages, a folder that grew slowly over time. I didn't know it yet, but I was building a timeline. As months passed, the pattern sharpened. Wins floated upward, failures sank downward, and I was always at the bottom. The big project was the breaking point. Leadership hyped it up for weeks. High visibility, critical milestone, executive attention. From the first planning meeting, I knew the timeline was impossible. I said it clearly. I showed the math. I outlined risks. I even proposed alternatives. My manager reacted with a thumbs-up emoji and said, "Let's stay optimistic." Optimistic. That was her response to every concern. Halfway through the project, dependencies slipped. I flagged it again, tagged her, tagged the team, offered solutions. She DM'd me privately instead of responding publicly. "Let's not escalate too much. It makes the team look unstable." Unstable, that's what transparency became. So I stopped pushing publicly. I started absorbing pressure privately. I worked longer. I tried to fix problems that weren't mine to fix. I thought if I could just hold everything together, nobody would need to know how fragile it was. Reality didn't cooperate. The deadline came, the project missed. Leadership demanded answers. And that's how we arrived at the email, the one with my name in bold, the one I'm staring at now while my stomach twists into knots. I lock myself in a bathroom stall like I'm back in high school hiding from something I don't want to face. My heartbeat is loud in my ears. My phone buzzes with Slack notifications I don't want to read. After a few minutes, the shock fades. something else takes its place. Clarity. I have the evidence. I open my laptop when I get back to my desk. I don't even hesitate this time. I open the folder. I scroll through months of documentation. There it is. My warnings, her dismissals, the approvals, the reactions, the exact moment where everything could have changed and didn't. This isn't opinion. This isn't emotion. It's a timeline. Still, knowing the truth doesn't make the choice easy. Because if I use this, I don't just hurt her, I destabilize the team, I embarrass the department, I risk my own career. But if I don't use it, I become the story they've already started telling about me. The next few days feel surreal. Meetings where my manager talks about lessons learned while glancing at me like I'm the lesson. Slack threads where leadership says we need stronger ownership, and my name is always tagged. A one-on-one where she says softly, "Some people feel you weren't proactive enough." I sit there nodding while something inside me hardens. That night, I open my laptop at 2:14 a.m. I don't open Slack. I don't open email. I open a blank document. I start writing. Not angry, not dramatic, just factual. Dates, screenshots, context, sequence. I anonymize everything. No company name, no manager name, just roles and events. It reads like a timeline of slow betrayal. When I finish, I stare at the screen for a long time. My finger hovers over the trackpad. Once this goes out, I lose control. I imagine being labeled difficult, dramatic, unprofessional. I imagine future employers Googling my name. I imagine this backfiring completely. Then I imagine staying silent, slowly being managed out, quietly carrying blame that isn't mine. I post it. I close the tab immediately, like if I don't look at it, it can't hurt me. I go to sleep thinking maybe a few strangers will see it. I wake up to chaos. Hundreds of notifications, then thousands. People saying, "This is my manager." People saying, "I thought I was crazy." People thanking me for posting it. Someone reposted it to a larger forum, then another, then another. Coworkers start acting differently. One stops by my desk and says quietly, "I saw your post." Nothing else, just that. My manager doesn't come in that day. HR emails me instead. The HR call feels like walking into fog. Everyone is overly polite, overly careful. They say they're aware of the circulating content. They say they're reviewing internal processes. They say they're concerned about confidentiality. They never say I'm wrong. Days pass, then a week. Leadership announces a restructuring. My manager is no longer with the company. No explanation, just a line in an email and a new org chart. Private messages start coming in. Coworkers admitting they'd seen the pattern for months. People saying they felt safer after the post. Strangers saying they started documenting everything because of it. I don't feel triumphant. I feel exhausted because nothing about this was clean. Nothing about this was heroic. It was messy and scary and uncertain and heavy. But something undeniable shifted. In meetings, people ask for my input again. Leadership thanks me publicly for transparency. HR asks for my perspective on improving feedback channels. The narrative changed. Not because I yelled, not because I insulted anyone, not because I tried to destroy anyone, just because I let the truth exist where it couldn't be controlled. Sometimes I reread that original email, the one with my name in bold. It doesn't hurt the same anymore. It feels like evidence of how easily stories can be shaped and how fragile they become when facts show up. I still don't know if what I did fits neatly into right or wrong. I just know this: staying silent would have cost me more. And every time someone tells me your story gave me the courage to protect myself, I realized this was never just about my job. It was about refusing to carry blame that didn't belong to me. Drop a comment with your platform of choice. Thumbs up if you learned something new, share this post with friends, and subscribe for more social media comments.